Alright folks, we got us a fun one today. It's about 7:30 in the morning. I'm trying to get started as early as I can. We've got bees up here in the ceiling of this porch. The homeowners told me in the past they've actually had a bird nest up there, and then also squirrels. So I'm guessing there's a sizable cavity up there, but we shall see. But anyway, the bees are going in right there at the top corner of that brick. I don't think they're in the column, just because of how the construction is. I think they're in the ceiling. So I've rented some scaffolds. Actually, I'm looking over here now. Right there where that board meets the brick, I can see a big old wad of bees in there, so maybe they're coming out over there too. I'm not just sure yet, but this is about 20 foot up in the air, so I actually rented some scaffolds today. I'm going to get those set up in the name of safety, and hopefully the time that I spend setting up the scaffolds will at least cancel out, if not save me the time I would have had up and down the ladder and scared I was going to fall off all day. So anyway, we're going to get them set up and get in. Okay folks, we got our scaffold set up here. I actually ran into a little problem. The rental guy shorted me 3 of the cross braces, so I had to run all the way back up town and pick up 3 more. But we're back, we got it set up. I got a helper here today. First time he's ever played with bees in his life, but I'm going to have him be my gopher and gopher tools, and maybe even at the end I'll get him in a bee suit and get him playing. But anyway, it's not quite tall enough that I can fit the 3rd layer. Even if I put it on there, I'd be laying on my stomach working. I don't want to do that, so we'll just stand on the 2nd layer and I'll set my ladder or something up there as needed to work. But anyway, that's it for now, and we'll get it open. Okay, we're up here a little bit closer now. I figured I would just show this a little bit. See where they're going in there through the gaps in the ceiling board, and then over here on the side they're all piled up down there. So I'm assuming they're right up here in this space, but they're flying around a little bit. They're not being aggressive. They are flying around a little bit, so I'm going to go ahead and probably put my suit on just to be safe and prevent getting stung, and we'll get it opened up and see. Alright, well, the plans changed just a little bit. I thought they were going to be in the ceiling space above this porch, but here they are, and they are inside this brick column. Now I've knocked out all but that brick. I've went around and knocked out the top row of bricks, and can pretty well see all the comb unless it hangs, if it hangs too low. Now on this front comb I can see the front of it right there. Doesn't look like it goes too much deeper. I'm hoping I can fish it all out without taking out another row of bricks. But actually I think just to help speed things along, I think I will knock out another row just to make sure I can see the whole colony. I'd rather do that than accidentally drop a scrap of comb down inside the wall and have some real problems. So I'm going to go ahead and knock out this top row right here, and I've got my helper down at the truck. He's getting suited up after a bee crawled on his finger and made him drop his chunk of honeycomb. So he's getting suited up, and I'll have him set my boxes and my vac up and everything, and then we'll start cleaning them up. Alright, well, yeah, just water. Okay, so we ended up taking out, I believe, 2 rows of bricks here, of the horizontal bricks, to expose the whole nest, and now you can see, we can see it all. Had a little chunk of comb back here fall when I was wiggling bricks, and it scared me because I thought it fell all the way down inside the column. But you see all these pine needles. This lady actually had birds living in here at one time, and then the birds left and the squirrel moved in. So throughout all the critters that she's had inside this column, they have filled this column with pine needles. So I actually have a little floor underneath me, so if I do drop scraps of comb I can recover them, which is great, because I really wouldn't want to drop a scrap of comb inside a 20-foot cylinder or 20-foot column. So anyway, just want to give you a little good visual of the hive. It's good size. It's only been here this spring. The comb's still really white, really soft. They've been here maybe, I'd estimate, 6-7 weeks at most. Got a lot of good honey stored up back there that we hopefully can cover. And yeah, we're going to get after it. As soon as I get my vacuum hooked up, I'll start sucking up bees. Alright folks, well, if you can hear over the roar of the bees, here's where we stand now. We have not caught the queen. The bees were clustered up in a couple different spots, and I was looking for her. And unfortunately there's a wooden support post inside this brick column, and they were going around the back of it where I couldn't see. I tried to smoke them out and they just ran deeper. So I reverted to my bee quick, and that's got them just all over the place going crazy. So what I've done was I went ahead and set the hive body up there with all the brood in it, and I went ahead and shook out what bees were in the vacuum to put them in there, and it looks like the bees are doing pretty good at collecting on the box. So ideally, if Miss Queenie is out flying around somewhere, she will also find her way to the box. But what I'm going to do for some extra insurance is I'm actually going to run to the house and capture a queen out of one of my other hives, bring her back here in a cage and put her in this hive, because I'm only about 5 miles from the house. So we'll bring her back here and put her inside this hive. It's just a little extra incentive for the bees to come home. Folks, we're back out here tonight now, set up, and as you can see, The bees are not in the box. Despite my efforts of giving them a queen in a cage and everything else, they refuse to go into that box. So I guess they must have their loyal queen up there somewhere. I really don't know. But anyway, that's an awful lot of bees there. So I'm gonna fire up the vac and try to clean them up as quick as I can. Well, as you can see and probably hear, we're still hard at it. I vacuumed up all that big cluster that was up here. Thought I was good to go. I was real happy. And then I went to spray on some of that Kills primer, and when I made that sound with the can, I heard a work of buzz. And yeah, the bees had managed to squeeze through a crack and were up above in that ceiling space. Now there wasn't, but just what you see buzzing around out here, maybe a couple hundred of them in there. I don't think it's enough that they could do anything, even if they did have a queen. I think it's ones that just crawled in there earlier when I was doing the cutout. They just crawled in there amongst all the confusion and panic. So I'm pretty confident to say that they would not have been able to rebuild. They would have eventually just starved out or left that location. But it makes me feel a little bit better to at least get them out in the open where I can look at them and see there's not that many, because when I looked up in there I couldn't really tell how many there were. But this isn't enough to start another colony with. I'm going to take a good look at them here for a little bit, look for potentially a queen crawling around with them. But other than that, I am tired, I'm hot, and I'm going home.